Hello there, very good morning to everybody. How are you today? We're ever so busy. I'm good, thank you, Andrew. You? Hi, Sandra, Jean, and Amanda, and Jane, and Stephanie, and Karen and Julie, all on Facebook. So I've got the heater on my feet here, and I'm burning. Morning, Lisa. YouTube, we've got Teresa Thurston and Mary and Elizabeth and Cheryl and Sharon and Jennifer and Debbie. Sorry if I miss anybody. The Doll and Craft Shop, hello Grace and Stephanie. Oh, we're all busy, aren't we? Nothing better to do on a Saturday morning than a bit of sewing. Oh, nothing better to do any day for me but a bit of sewing. Hello Brian and Helene and Jennifer and Maria and Lynette and Helen and Kay and whoa. Sorry, I'm missing loads of your messages now because you're throwing them at me this morning. Morning Sue, Maria, Susan, Georgia. Hi Laura, Beverly. What are you agreeing to? Cold and it's miserable. It's miserable here. Bobbin's been down half the morning while we were setting up. Hi Julie. Speaking from the cupboard. Do I sound like I'm in a cupboard? It's a rather large, I suppose it's a cupboard, but it is a rather large cupboard. Morning Angela, got a new mic this morning, so let me know if there's any problems there. It was fine when we tested it. Hi Mandy, mic not picking up. I've got mic going up and down at this end okay, mic not picking up. Can you not hear me at all? In which case I'm going to have to change my microphone over. Oh, congratulations, Kath, your Wonky Street cushion. I can turn it up a little bit, maybe. Maybe that'll help. There we go, we're on full volume now. Sounds tinny. Why are we sounding tinny? Can you bear with me a second and I shall make a rather big crackling noise while I change my mic over. Would that... Jane can hear me fine. I'll leave it for now, as long as you can hear me. Because I don't know what else to do there to make it sound any different. Because everything's set up okay here. Well, John can hear me in Scotland, so that's okay. But I'm a bit tinny. Oh well. Yeah, I'm up as loud as I can be now, Mercy. When I look down, the mic picks up. How strange. Must be very sensitive. I'll try and keep my head down. How's that? Now, I've got a few new things to show you. Do you remember me saying after we'd been to the trade show last week, we're now going to be stockists of Lewis and Irene fabrics. Have to say they're very quick at delivery. So I've just got a few to show you. Got more coming on next week, but I think you'll like this. I'm just going to move my coffee out of the way because this is a big sheet. Lovely, I'm glad you can hear me. Don't know why they're tinny. I'll have to have a play with that later. Look, for Easter, I'm showing you the back of it. Huge Easter panels. These are gorgeous. So you can actually make this go a long way. I'll show you from here. Because you've got the panels to make a couple of bags, but I'm thinking if you use your own fabric for the back, and you've got 4 bags there if you just use those for the front, and you've got the straps included there as well. There aren't instructions on it. Oh, there are, sorry. Missed that bit. And then here, they call them stuffies, but they're like, are they plushes? They're soft toys. And there's 3 of those as well. I think they're so sweet, like a little rabbit. And remember, Lewis and Irene, the quality of their fabric is incredible. Even when Gary was photographing these, because we've got quite a big range coming through, and he was photographing them the other day and saw these are nice. Yeah, I know they are. So that's that. And then we've got more Easter for you. You go, where are you going to go? You go there. And we've got Jubilee at last. So let me lay these out to you together because this is a collection. We are selling these by the half metre, so you don't have to go for the whole collection, but if you're making a quilt, they just go together so beautifully. And we've got a blender there for you as well. And Lewis and Irene actually dye their blenders to match the fabric range. So although the blenders are kind of all the same prints that they do, they dye them for the range. So it's quite exciting, isn't it? I love a bit of newness. Let me give you the names of these while we're here. So the blender is the Bumbleberries blender, and that's muted thistle. This one is Spring Treats. Look, it's got gnomes on dark lavender. And then we have Spring Treats Mirrored Bunny and Chicks on Cream, and the Chicks and Bunnies on yellow. And I just think that I love them. I love the prints, the detail, the amount of colours that you've got in there. Best of all, love the quality of this. You know, you're going to be making something that's going to last for years with fabric like this. It's so pretty. And of course, if you're dressmaking, wouldn't that make a lovely little Easter outfit for somebody? And you know, it's bunnies and eggs. They don't just come out at Easter, do they? We have bunnies and eggs all year round. So, hello, Michelle in France, and UCF mum in Florida. Hello. Oh no, Lisa, I'm so sorry. That's awful. What do I spoil your day or your life? Hi Debbie, a baby quilt would be fantastic, wouldn't it? That would work so well. Hello Joni in Michigan. No, thank you. Sarah can hear me in St Leonard's on Sea, lovely. Where are we? 256 on YouTube and 274 on Facebook. Aren't there a lot of us? I've got a wire sticking out now, haven't I? Good morning to Gail. Stephanie loves the panel. Jolly good, thank you. Hi Joyce in Melbourne in Florida. So I've got 3 more fabrics to show you, which is another collection. And again, this is all Lewis and Irene. So excited to get these, because we ordered a lot of fabric from the show and you expect it to take a few weeks to come through. This took days. Very impressed with Lewis and Irene's delivery. Hello Lisa in Malaysia. Alright, you can go down there as well. And then look, we've got Jubilee at last, and this again, Lewis and Irene, beautiful quality. So I'll give you the names of these, and it's, you know, flicking through all of the books and the catalogues of all of these different fabrics. We've picked out 3 because these were the 3 that we liked. Kim absolutely fell in love with the teacups one. I'll give you the names of them again. So this one is Platinum Jubilee on light blue, and it's got the little teacups and hearts, so they all match. And even the detail on these is amazing. Don't get that on a lot of fabrics. This one is Union Jack Hearts on blue, and then we've got Royal Britannia on cream and gold. And this is metallic as well. Not shiny, sparkly metallic, but the gold's just got a little bit of an outline to it, a little bit of a shimmer going on there. So those are the new fabrics. Helen... On the block of them, I tried to interface the bells a couple of times, but it wouldn't work, so I gave up and used felt. Okay, well, felt would have worked. Did you, what did you use to interface them with? Because the interfacing on the bells is purely so that you can turn them the right side out and you don't get a raw edge. So then you can sew them onto your project. So you could use a bit of scrap cotton or not anything fusible. Maybe a woven interfacing, a sewing interfacing, you could use something like that, or just a little bit of scrap. Debbie, you need an extension on your sewing room for extra fabric. It's insulating and soundproofing, so that's my excuse for having lots of it. Hi Leanne, hi Kirsty. Late breakfast making curry feast for tonight, how lovely. Hello Ellen. Oh gosh, I'm a little bit behind with the Facebook messages. Sorry about that. Kirsty, I think you need to be cooking extra this morning. You've got a queue of people coming to yours. Hi Susan, and hi Debbie. Got a coffee. No, Debbie, I've got a new mic. I've got a new radio mic. So I don't know why it sounds different. It shouldn't do. It should be a better quality, if anything. When you look to your left, your mic goes quiet. When you look to your right, it's fine. How weird. I'll move my mic to the left then. This may crackle. A second. Let's try that then. Who's... Oh, 19th grandchild arrived on Thursday. Who was that? Laverne? 19 grandchildren. Wow. How many kids have you got? Hopefully more than 2. Storage rooms on your website? No, we don't, Andrew, I'm afraid. We haven't got room to store anything like that. Morning, Jeanette. Okay. One more. Oh, no, 2 more bits to show you. No, I'm going to make a crossbody bag, but I wasn't very well prepared this morning, so I've only just cut it out. So I don't know if it's going to work or not, but well, I'll experiment on you. We'll soon find out. This, I'm thinking, brand new again today. It's only $2.99. I'm thinking for your mum for Mother's Day because it's got the sewing bits and bobs on there. Look, so you've got scissors and a sewing machine and a tape measure and a rather dapper cardigan and a little faux pearl, but it's got the letter M, so I'm thinking for your mum. And that would sit very nicely inside a Mother's Day card, so you could post it without it costing a fortune, and it's something a little bit personal, so she can keep her keys on that. Okay, so that's that. Now then, I know this is going to be really popular because you've said already. This is the second project for the Half Yard Club members for this month. So you're going to get the pattern and the instructions and all of the downloads and everything on the 15th of this month. And I have had some kits put together for you. So before you order a kit, there are no instructions in the kit, there's no video that comes with it, there's no patterns in the kit, it's purely the materials that you need to make this. You need to be a member of the Half Yard Sewing Club to access all of the instructions, okay? So it's purely a Half Yard Club member project, and I hope I've made that clear enough in the description. And I'll show you what you get in there in just a second. Now, I've kept this quite simple. If you wanted to add any more bits and bobs like a washing line to the back or bird tables and things like that, that's entirely up to you. And on the inside, this opens up, so you've got a bit of a garden and there's just a window at the back. So again, you can make it what you like. My granddaughter is playing with this and use it as a schoolhouse, but if you wanted to make it into a garage or a shop or anything, then that's entirely up to you. So it's kind of the bare bones, if you like, but I've put together the fabrics because you've been bombarding me with questions saying, can we do this? I haven't got exactly the same fabric, so your curtain fabric is going to be different and the fabric that I've chosen for the rug is different because I can't get hold of those anymore. But you'll have the pink fabric, the yellow fabric, the green, all of the bits and bobs for the applique. There's some scraps for the bunting, the buttons are included, the hair bunches are included, the card is included. There's everything that you need literally to make this up. But again, you do need to be a Half Yard Club member. All right. So let me show you what's in there because it is quite comprehensive, I have to say. So you get a big bag and like this, and in here, tip it all out. Right. You've got 7 pieces of very thick card. Very thick card. You're going to need a Stanley knife or something like that to cut through it. You won't be able to cut through this with scissors. But that means that your house is going to be sturdy. So you will need to cut those into the correct shape. There's H630, so you've got fusible fleece in there. There's about 3/4 of a metre of that, so plenty to what you need. And then we've got the spot fabric. Excuse the crackling, this blooming mic. Sorting. Let's try that then. So you've got 1/2 metre of the pink fabric for the house. Then there's the yellow fabric for the walls. There's green fabric for the garden. Mint fabric is the windows. The mint spot is for the base. And then you have curtain fabric, rug fabric, path fabric, pond fabric, window fabric, door fabric, felt for trees, bunting fabric, flower fabric, and then there'll be a few buttons in there. The colours of the buttons are going to vary, but I'll try and get you 3 of the same for the big ones, then you'll have a few little ones. I've only used 1, but I'll put a few in there. And then you've got 3 hair bungees to fasten it with. The colours of those will vary, and Bondaweb. So it really is everything to make that dollhouse. Apart from some very strong thread, I used embroidery thread, and some wet glue. Now you can cheat a little bit, and the solid bits on the house can be hot glue gunned if you wanted to. But the bit where it opens, you will need to sew that because a glue will set it solid and it needs to be a hinge. What I do like to do is to run a little bit of HT2 glue along the stitches. So really strong thread when you're making making the seams, and a little bit of glue will stop that coming undone, keep it nice and solid. So that's that. Okay, where are we? Yeah, all of that stuff, Lisa. Yeah, a bar, a toilet. The kit, Angela, I can't remember what it came in at. It is $29.99. You will get your 10% off that, remember, because you'll only be ordering that if you're a club member, because it's pointless without, unless you just want a stash of fabric and card. So that takes it down to £27 for club members. Thanks, Debbie. Yeah, the noise cancelling mic would be great. I don't know what a noise cancelling mic is. Rosina made a miniature rug. Which card to buy for the house instructs? It's just stiff card, not corrugated card, because if that bends, it like cracks, doesn't it? So we don't want corrugated card. But yeah, just a really stiff card. Stiffer the better. Diane's ordered a house kit and keyrings and forgot to claim the discount. Diane, it's enquiries at debbieshawsewing.com. I'll double check actually. I've got a feeling we're going to sell out of that today. We can get some more in towards the end of next week, I think. But I will go back through, because obviously you're only going to order if you're a club member, so I might question those that haven't put the discount code in. Top stitch thread will be fine, Rosina. Any kind of thread that you can't snap, and top stitch thread would be good. Is that Gary in front of you on my left? Gary's actually in front of me on my right. Did you know he was there? Oh, you just stepped in front of the camera, Gary.
Where?
When you were doing this.
Oh, did I?
How do you know? Anyway, Linda, I'm not sure when the new website's coming online. Hopefully within the next 2 weeks. We're working on, or our designer's working on being able to bring all of the information from the old website to the new website, including your passwords. So you won't hopefully have to re-register on the new website, but I'll keep you informed about that. It's quite a process, but that's what we're working on. So for you, it's going to be no different. The website's going to look a little bit different. We're going to have a different categories. We're setting up subcategories. It will say Debbie Shaw Sewing on the top, and then the Daisy Lane Sewing Company, which is a new company that we've set up, and we're going to be doing all sorts of downloads and patterns and appliques and things like that from that side of the business. So it's kind of growing. They can see your shadow in the pictures behind me. Give them a wave then.
What, a shadow wave?
The shadow wave. You're back here apparently.
That camera was in shot, so somebody should have said.
Oh right. Never noticed. Thanks, Sue. So it's being worked on at the moment. What we're also going to be doing is having a look at the postage options. We've been in touch with DPD, who do an excellent tracking service. If you've ever had anything delivered by DPD before, you'll know that you get a text, you get an email, you know exactly where your parcel's going to be, because we got a bit fed up of of where's my order. I don't know. Royal Mail don't know. So we're hopefully going to be giving you a choice of what kind of postage system that you would like to use. Going to have an app. Linda, I have a Debbie Shaw Sewing app on my phone from before. Oh, do you? I didn't know we had that. I'll Joe, are you watching? Can we have an app? Can you sort that out for us? I don't know how to do that. Butterfly canvas. Don't know, Erica. If Kim's watching at home, then Kim, we're going to be getting some more butterfly canvas. If she's not, I shall ask the question later on. Maggie, really excited for the new website. Really excited. We've had a few issues with the one that we have at the moment, so I know it seems a little extreme to have two websites within a year, but it had to be done, and it's going to be so much easier to check out as well. So anyway, noise cancelling mic. Is this not a noise cancelling mic then, Susan? These are the same mics that they use on the shopping channels that I've used. We do mail to South Africa, Revi, yes. When you go to the your checkout page, there'll be a country, a list of countries that we send to. So yes, we will stock there. I don't know about Hermes, Rosina. I don't like the returns from Hermes. Can never find anywhere that'll do them. But yeah, DPD have been really helpful. Actually, they seem very nice people. Sagely's canvas for Anne, please, Kim, as well. Needs to be pointing up to pick your voice. When I've been on the telly for the last 40 years, mics always point down. That's what I've always done. Anyway, enough the mic. I can't change it now anyway, so we're kind of stuck with it. So it's gone cold. Really, Claire? Oh gosh, those have gone quickly. We will be getting some more. I thought I had enough. I had loads. I only went on this morning. We will be getting some more in stock. In fact, I might put some on pre-order. How's that? So obviously I can't do it now. I shall have a word with. How's it sold out? Oh gosh. Okay. Right, wasn't expecting that. Sorry about that. I'll try and get some. I'll confirm how many more we can get hold of by the end of next week, and I'll put them on pre-order later on this afternoon. Is that going to be okay for you? So we will have some more in stock, so you're not going to miss out. Dave's parcel delivery. Anyway, right, this is what I'm playing with today. So it's a simple bag, but I'm going to use some vinyl because we haven't done that for a long time, and I thought it might be nice to have a play with it. So you can go down there, and the actual vinyl here. Right, so I'll show you the fabric first of all if you haven't worked with this before. It's a PU, but it's incredibly soft. So I don't know if any of you have actually bought this before. We've had it a while, but I just thought I'm going to use that because it's just lovely. So a lot of PUs or vinyls like this can be very shiny. They can be very stiff. That just looks like fabric, doesn't it? But it is actually coated, but it's incredibly soft. So I wouldn't say waterproof, but yes, to water resistant, and you can wipe it clean. So that's a great thing. And on the back, it's actually got a knitted back to it, so it's got a little bit of stretch. So if you wanted to make a skirt or something out of it, then you could do. You can wash it, 30-degree wash. I haven't ironed it as yet, but I have iron here ready to plug in to give it a test. Hi, Susan. Oh, and there we go. Plug you in there. Is the Half Yard Club more geared up to quilting? No, Yvonne. No, not at all. No. Let me show you. Okay, so Half Yard Club. So we'll get around to doing this bag in just a minute. Bear with me. Let me move you out of the way there and do that. And I'll show you some of the projects that we've got on the club. So I'm just going to sign in. There we go. Oh, the heavens have just opened. And sewing projects. There is quilting on there, there is dressmaking on there, there's toys, there's bags. So this is what you have access to the first day that you join. So yes, a little bit of crumb quilting. There is a block of the month which is quilting, but then you've got a sewing machine, pin cushion, that's huge actually, it's about 8 inches tall, a bow tie, overarm storage. We've got toys, this is all the block of the month. There are hats, there are pouches to put your cutlery in. We've got a sewing machine bag, Christmas toys, tea cozies, we've got dolls, and sewing sets and exploding boxes. We've got bags, we've got toy boxes and gardening bags and beach bags, and we've got a little dragon there as well. There's a top, there's going to be more dressmaking coming up. We've got door stops, sewing machine dust covers, a kimono, an apron, that's a reversible apron, a cat's bed, another bag, a little bit of patch. This again is the block of the month, so there will be quilting every month. More dolls, back of car seat storage. We've got a satchel or a baby backpack, a hooded poncho for a child, a little top, a box-shaped top. We've got little storage bags here, wreaths and headbands. That'd be nice for Easter. A play mat, cushions, a sandwich set, more doll-type things, and bags. These are coming down at the moment, lavender pouches. You need to download those. Brooches, drawstring bags. Gosh, there are so many different projects on there. So no, it's not all about quilting. It's really, really varied. Those are all of the projects that you're going to get the first day that you join. You've got 2 years worth of projects in total. So I hope that explains. No, we're not all about quilting. We try and make something different every day. So this month is the crumb quilting, and Quilt As You Go, and the Doll's House. So again, very, very different projects. No, I don't take anything down, Nami, after the lives. Or if you just click back on YouTube and go to last week, I can't remember what I did, but they're all still there. They never come down. Thank you, Sylvia. Yeah, all of that for £5.99. So your first £5.99, you get all of that, and you can try it for a month for free, like Laura just said as well. So you need to. I've put it in the description boxes, actually, on Facebook and on YouTube. There's a code WELCOME in capital letters, and you just put that in, you get a free month. So it is. So I've just been asked to show you the Easter panel again, and I've put it down here. £5.99 a month, or £60 for 12 months, so you get 2 months for free. A calendar for March. Yes, it's on the Half Yard Club website, I think. Should be on there. On the Facebook page, sorry. So I can't remember who. Oh, there we go. Jilly, that's your Easter panel. So you've got 4. To make 2 bags, you've got the front and the back. I'm kind of thinking you could make that go further with your own plain fabric on the back. And then you've got these soft toys to make up as well. So there's the gnome and the chicks and the rabbit. And these, remember, are Lewis and Irene. That's lovely. Diane's brain hurts. Thank you, Bernadette. I'm glad you like the club. We're rather big, you know, and it's international. So wherever you are in the world, because everything is downloadable, you will need Marks and Spencer's, Susan. You will need a printer or access to a printer, because a lot of the projects have patterns for them. Right, should we get back to this bag? It's quite nice having a chat though, isn't it? Should we do some sewing? Let's do some sewing, okay. So, vinyl. I was going to put the iron on, wasn't I? Don't iron from the top side, but because it's got a knitted back, I'm thinking you should be able to iron from the back. It's got creases in it, so I jolly well hope you can iron from the back, but I haven't tried it with this yet. And I'm going to test my sewing machine as well, because I'm not sure whether I'm going to need my walking foot or not. Thank you, Linda. We try and keep you busy. Not quite hot enough yet. So much stuff to do and not enough days. We can chat while we sew, can't we, Jenny? You're right. Thanks, Sarah. Oh yes, Maggie says, I forgot to tell you again. bashing on about it. If you are a member of the Half Yard Club, you get 10% discount on anything on the Debbie Shaw Sewing website. So, two completely different websites. Half Yard Sewing Club is purely project led. It's a subscription website, so you pay $5.99 a month, or however that translates in whatever country you live in, and you'll get 2 projects a month plus your block of the month. And then the Debbie Shaw Sewing website is a shop, so you'll get 10% discount on anything that you order there. Oh, Rosina says the creases fell out once it was on the table. I've got my hot little iron on here and it's doing all right. And it's not bubbling, so don't iron from this side because it'll melt. But from the back, that seems to be absolutely fine. A craft to go case. That's a nice idea, Debbie. I like that idea. So anyway, that proved the point. Yes, it will iron. With vinyl, and this is the same for things like the faux leathers that we have on the website. So anything that's got a coating to it like this. Personally, I wouldn't pin, because if you've got a hole in it, it's not like leather, it doesn't seal back up again. So unless you pin within the seam allowance, I wouldn't actually pin it. I'd use clips. Use a longer stitch on your sewing machine, because if the stitches are too close together, it will perforate and it can tear. So lengthen the stitch maybe to a 2.6. Needle wise, just a universal needle, you don't need anything special. If you're sewing through lots of layers, or if you're putting some firm interfacing on the back of it, then maybe you'd like to use a denim needle, but don't use a leather needle. Leather needles have like a chisel shape to the end of it, which is designed to split the leather so that the thread will travel through without causing too much friction, but leather will heal around the stitches. If you split this, you've got a split in it, so don't use a leather needle on this one. And a walking foot or a non-slip foot, I'm not sure. I'm going to give it a try in a second. I've got a feeling I'm going to put my walking foot on. I don't think I've got a non-slip foot, but we'll have a go at that in just a second. This one is I can't remember what we call it. It's on the website. In fact, we've got some new ones I noticed gone on today. Quilter's Multi-Mat. So the grey linen one is a new one. This is the rainbows. And it's padded on both sides, so you can use both sides for ironing. Then when you open up, you've got a cutting mat, and inches and centimetres on that. And on this side, you've got, it feels like sandpaper, but that basically holds fabric. So if you're doing English paper piecing or applique or anything like that, you can pop it on there, you can fold it away without it slipping off, or you can just cover it over like that. But it's a handy size to have next to you, particularly when you've got your mini iron as well. I need that back on again, actually. Thank you, Dawn. Oh, Joni's just joined the Half Yard Club. Welcome along. She just can't wait to explore the site. Hello, Marta in Germany. Right, so that was that. The other thing I wanted to do is test it on the sewing machine, just to see if it's going to stick. I've lost my foot pedal, bear with me a second please. There we go. Yes, it is sticking, so I will need to use a walking foot. And you can tell that because I've actually got this on a 2.6 and those stitches are tiny. So the vinyl is actually sticking to the foot of my sewing machine. So let me just have a look in here and see if I have got a non-stick foot, which would be the easiest option. No. So we'll put the walking foot on, which I have got out ready because I was kind of expecting that. Oh, thanks, Linda. Yes, there are hints and tips on the website. I'll show you again later on if you like. There's an Ask a Member section, so you ask the question and somebody will answer. Might be me, might be one of you, but it's a nice little community. You can have a chat there if you wanted to. The Little Iron Susan, if you go to my website, which is debbieshawsewing.com, oh, there you go. Thank you, Lisa. Look at the Lisa's message above yours, Susan, And you can see debbieshawsewing.com, she's put a link there. The mini irons are on there. Paper on the top would help, yes, that's a good one, Viv. Tape on the bottom of your foot with a slit for the needle, that works. That's a good one, Rita, if you've got some masking tape or something like that. So walking feet can be really expensive, so don't rush out and buy one unless you're going to be using it a lot. I'll show you how to put that on, actually. I don't know whether that would be useful. So you need to take off the ankle of your sewing machine. No, I'm not at the NEC, Lorraine, I'm afraid. What's going on at the NEC on the 17th of March? That's a Thursday, isn't it? What's happening? So the ankle comes off your machine. So don't lose that so you can't get any more feet back on again. Melanie, I don't use an embroidery machine, so I can't recommend one, but anybody else on here can recommend an embroidery machine, then do feel free. The knitting and... I haven't been there for a long time, Dawn. Might go and have a visit. Anyway, we're doing this. So with your walking foot, there's the bit that goes around the pickup lever here. The take-up lever, and then you've got a bar on the top here, and that sits on top of the needle clamp. So the bit that holds the needle in place, that goes on top, and that helps the foot to bounce up and down while you're sewing. Now my main machine that I use down in the office has a built-in walking foot. So I'm just screwing this back in again, which is a little bit fiddly when you do it with the left hand and your right hander. So I'm going to turn it around with my right hand. Yeah, that has a walking foot built in, so I use it all the time. The reason I don't use this one all the time is purely because they can be a little bit noisy, and that's not what you want to hear. I'm just trying to make this look as difficult as I possibly can. Honestly, I need a magnetic screwdriver. Right. This is going to go on, whether it likes it or not. There, so that goes on top of there, that goes around there. I used to do this so many times on live TV, you wouldn't believe. And then screw that in. Jan, I have a Janome 6600, which isn't actually made anymore. It's called a dual feed foot, but I think there's loads of machines that have them. This is interesting to watch, isn't it? It's going on, and then it's not coming off again. Honestly. Oh, lovely. Loads of you watching. There are times when I wish I'd have done this before we went live, because I've now got the screws stuck in the foot. We'll get round to doing some sewing in a minute. There we go. A walking foot work when hemming. Yeah, you can use a walking foot with any stitch. It's designed to feed the fabric from the top at the same time as the feed dogs feed it from the bottom, but you don't have to take it off. Now I've lost the screwdriver. Honestly, what am I playing at today? So if you haven't got a walking foot already, I think I'm doing a jolly good job of putting you off ever buying one. Who can see my screwdriver then? How can I lose that when I haven't been anywhere? Haven't done anything. If I'd have thought this was going to happen, I could have gone to a commercial break at this point. That would have sorted it, wouldn't it? I do need a magnetic screwdriver. Bear with me. If this wasn't live, I could edit it out. I've never created such a faff before. I don't know if Gary would be any use, Debbie. Now my needle's come unthreaded. Looking for another screwdriver. Can anybody see the screwdriver that I've just had? Because this is getting ridiculous now. Has it fallen on the floor? Honestly, unbelievable the things that are going on today. Just having one of those days, I can't even see it on the floor. There in your hand 1 minute and gone the next. How bizarre. I'm using tweezers now. Oh, nearly dropped it again. Have we still got anybody watching? Have you got, lost the will? Get in there. Jolly well go in. Just talk amongst yourselves for a little while. How's that? I've demonstrated this on live television 100 times. No problem. Maybe this is just a difficult sewing machine to do it. Thing is, until I've done it, we can't sew. So we're just killing a bit of time, really, aren't we? Oh, Grace, I don't normally have these problems, honestly. It's a bit embarrassing, really. Right, I'm putting the screw in before the foot this time. Are you still with me? Was it under the machine? Yes! Thank you. Okay, so that goes on there, that goes on there, and let's screw this on. That's done. It's on. Okay, so pretend the last 5 minutes never happened, and I've got the foot on. When the needle goes up and down, because it goes around that clamp, it'll bounce the side of the foot up and down, and that's what makes the feed teeth in the foot work at the same time as the feed dogs underneath. Just going to rethread the needle that's just come undone. Okay. Don't tell me that's not working either. Then I'm going to test on that piece of fabric again. Tell you what, I don't think this is ever going to come off again. Lost my sew on, that's my foot pedal gone, and see what happens now. That's loads better, look. So same stitch length, but that's this. It's not tight, so that's feeding through really nicely. So that's what we're going to use. So, little crossbody bag with a pocket on the front is all we're going to make. So I've cut out, I need to measure those because I can't remember, 9 inches square. So I've got 2 pieces of the vinyl and 2 pieces of lining fabric. I've just used purple cotton for this one. Then I'm going to have a pocket on the front as well. So that's 9 inches across by 6 inches down, one of the outer fabric and one of the lining. And then for the flap, that's 7 inches square. And I'm going to have 2 pieces for that one. So I just need to cut out another one of these. And I'm going to fasten it with a magnetic snap. But one of those leather buckle ones that we've got on the website. And I'm going to cheat a little with it as well, because I'm going to glue it on. Because you'll find that particularly with the faux leather, if you use a nice strong glue, it sticks. And then you don't have to hand sew it. Thank you, Lisa. Thank you. Back to normal now. Nothing to see. so we'll do the flap first of all. And where did I put that? So I'm just going to iron that again because it's a little bit creasy. I wouldn't be surprised, Andrea, things are just not going quite right at the moment. Maybe I should have added gin. Oh, nice, Deborah, you have a nice day. Using a stitch length 2.6, experiment a little, don't have your stitches too short. 2.6, 2.8 will be fine. May as well do that one while I'm there. Oh no, I don't need that one. Okay, let me move some of this out of the way and make it a bit tidier. So my flap is square, so it doesn't matter which way around it goes, and this is the snap. And again, I've got a bit of a cheats way for you. I'm not going to sew this now, but basically you've got two parts to it and it's a magnetic snap, so you don't have to undo the buckle at all. What I would do is to hand sew through the holes, maybe with some embroidery thread now, and then you can actually glue this onto the front of the bag. Make sure you've got a really strong glue like the Gutermann HT2, and that shouldn't come off. If you're going to sew it straight onto the flap, then you need to do that now. I'm going to put this on later because I'm gluing it. Make sure that your stitches here aren't too close to the edge of the flap, because you'll still need a seam allowance to go all the way around. So I'd maybe start at the bottom of the buckle, and then you've got plenty of room so that you can move that out of the way when you put the rest of the bag together. I'm keeping the flap square, but if you wanted to round off the corners, then that would look nice. Show the bag over my right shoulder. Oh, the craft bag, I can show you that. This one, will be coming up as the main project for next month. So you'll get this on the 1st. It's got the zip pocket on the front. It's got mesh pockets on the back. It fastens with a magnetic snap. And on the inside you've got pen pockets and patch pockets as well. So it literally just folds over. It's plenty big enough for A4 or letter size if you've got a pad or something that you wanted to pop in there. I mean, obviously don't swing it around as it'll come out, but that's the kind of size of it. You could put a fastening on the side, I suppose. But yeah, that's going to be next month. So that one will have there's no pattern because it's all rectangles, but it will have video with that one. Anyway, so I'm going to put that to one side and glue it on later. If you're not gluing it on, or you want to sew through here and glue it on, then do that now. But I'm going to just make up the flap by sewing right sides together. So this is going to be quite soft. You could put some H640, let's have a go at that, on the wrong side. But remember, you can't iron from the vinyl side. So if you're using any kind of interfacing or stabiliser, it needs to go onto the wrong side. So let's see if we can do this. So it's the first time I've actually used this particular vinyl. So learning curve. It has been today, hasn't it? So I haven't got any water in here. So I'm going to put some in because it does like a little bit of steam. This is going to go everywhere now, isn't it? I'll just switch that off. There we go. Oops. That is tap water in the bottle. I'm not being extravagant putting that in the iron. Decaville lighters work as well. Oh, Debbie, I'm not sure because you can't iron from the top, and Decaville light won't allow the steam to go through. So yeah, if you've got a very hot iron, you might have to hold it on the back of there for quite a while to make it stick. Otherwise, you could use some spray adhesive, some 505 or something like that, but that'd be nice. Yes, that worked. So a little bit of steam on the fleece side, and don't iron, just give it a press like this because you'll find it difficult to do that. So just on one side, I'll do that on the main part of the bag as well actually while I'm here. And cut around there. That's actually stuck quite nicely. And do you know, that would be nice to quilt as well if you did some crosshatch quilting over. I shan't do that now because we'll be here all day. I've only just started sewing and it's this time of day already. I'm not going to put it on the pockets, I'm going to put it on the front and the back of the bag. So again, that to there, from the fleecy side. So that'll make it nice and substantial. Oh, Carol's got a lovely view of the sea today. Oh, haven't seen the sea for a long, long time. That could probably do with a little bit more, but be fine for now. Cut around there. It is quite a quick bag once we get going. Once I stop talking or fiddling around with sewing machines that don't want to play. Where's the other bit gone? Oh, just enough. It's almost like I planned it. Goes on the back of there. My friend had a sparrowhawk in her garden. Oh, eating a pigeon. Oh, I hope it was quick. Painless for the pigeon. Ooh. Would putting a piece of cotton on the top work? Yes, that would work. Yes, absolutely. That's a good idea. Melanie's in the car on the beach at Wirral. How lovely. Hello, Mina in India. Fourth grandchild due. Oh, lovely. I've only got a collection of 3 grandchildren at the moment. I'm hoping for more. I don't know from which direction, but you never know. I haven't seen them for ages. We're having a catch-up at the weekend, actually. That'll be really nice. What would you use Decaville heavy? Sarah, for bigger bags. I love the feeling of the heavy Decaville. But for smaller bags you might find it difficult to turn inside out. But I love the look of it as well. It gives a completely different look to your fabric. It's very stiff, so yeah, I do like it. Or if you're making boxes and bowls and things like that. Right, let's put this thing together. I need to iron this as well, bear with it. Lois is in a converted garage, that's nice. Right, let's do this thing. So we'll do the flap first of all. So I'll take our 2 pieces, right sides together. Again, if you wanted to put some clips around there, then you can do. If you're going to pin within the seam allowance. And I'm just using a 1/4 inch seam allowance here. There won't be a kit for the April project, I'm afraid, Helene. It's having time to put them together, to be honest. So, because it's sourcing the fabrics and enough of them, and then we have to pay somebody to actually cut them all up and package them and stuff. So I won't be doing it for that one. There's not that many pieces to it, to be honest. Right. And I think with something like that, it's a bit more personable. You know, maybe you don't want fabric that's got cow faces all over it. I'd have fabric everywhere with cow faces all over it, but I just love cows. Let's snip across these corners and turn the right side out. I haven't brought my lunch, Andrea. I've had a big breakfast. Hi, Julie. New to the party. She says, love catching up. I'm ballroom dance teacher. Just finished doing a bit of quick step. If we had the facility, we'd have you showing us. That'd be good, wouldn't it? The abstract pattern behind me on my left is an overarm storage. So it's actually got one of those that goes over the arm of a chair. It has a zip pocket on one side, patch pockets on the other, and then there's a box on the top with a detachable pin cushion. So that was I can't remember when we did that. Was that last month's main project on the Half Yard Club? Right, let's push this under here. And I'm going to top stitch. So I'm going to go longer on the machine again. Just need to get that underneath the teeth of the sewing machine to get a grip before it sews. So again, it is causing a little bit of friction, which is expected. There we go. But I think it looks nice when it's top stitched, so I think it's an important thing to do. So if you need to ease it a little bit, like I do there, then ease it a little bit as you sew. And back down this side. It does look nice, doesn't it, when it's so I was saying about under you go, about quilting it. But whatever you do, you can put tissue paper underneath, on top. You could use something like a tearaway stabiliser to help that. That might have been a good idea with that one, actually. But whatever you do, oh, that's nice. I say so myself. Whatever you do, don't use talcum powder. I know some people say to put talcum powder on the bottom and it'll glide through, and it will do. But that talcum powder will go straight into your sewing machine, and we don't want that. Okay, so while that's there, I'm going to glue on the one half of the snap. So where's my ruler gone? Let's give that a measure so I get it right in the centre. So that's now 6.5. So it needs to be 3 1/4, and I'm just going to use HT2. Painter's tape on the machine, that's a good idea. So let's do that. Again, normally if I'm gluing this, I would have already sewn the stitches because I think it looks nice. So you don't know that it's glued then. And that's going to go 3 1/4, which is here. And that will do fine. So I'll put that to one side while we make up the rest of the bag so that can dry. So, pocket across the front first. So I've got outer fabric, lining fabric, right sides together, and just sew across the top. So I'm going to take my stitch length back down to a 2.6 for this one. Oh, can't see what I'm doing. And then, oh, Bella's joined the Half Yard Club this morning. Really looking forward to joining with all the projects. Looking to buy a new quilting iron. I'm Sheila using a Prim mini iron. We've got them on the website. We also do the little silicone mats as well to help to protect your table. It's a nice size. You can get some very tiny irons which are fine for pressing seams open, but you can actually press a decent amount of fabric with that one, and nice for travelling too. Okay, I'm just going to top stitch along here. So I'm folding it over so that the seams at the top, there we go, with a longer stitch length again. There we go. And then this is going to go over the front of the bag. So I'll have a few clips in here, I think, just to stop that moving as I'm sewing. And I'm just going to sew quite close to the edge, just to hold it in place while I sew the rest of the bag together. So this isn't a seam, you can go bigger on the stitches for this one. Oh yes please, I would love a coffee because that one's stone cold.
One of the girls mentioned about the sound.
Yeah.
And they were right. It's a little bit tinny.
Right, don't know what to do about that.
We'll have a look at it. But
Okay. I've got a new mic. Oh, lovely. Okay, thank you. Right. Did you hear that? We're going to have a look at it after. My tinny sound. We can't have a tinny sound, can we? Yeah. Right. So again, quite close to the edge. I don't need to sew across the bottom really. That's held in place now. And then we'll put. So I think the second side of the bag, right sides together with the front, and just clip here. Oh, did you hear it? I didn't know. I didn't realise you could actually hear him. Always calls you girls. Oh no! Before that goes, I'm going to put the flap on. So on the pocket on the front, so the flap goes on the back. And this is going to go right sides together, so with the snap facing down. That's actually glued really well already. And I'm just going to sew this in place here. So in the centre, so the distance from each side is the same. And I am lucky, aren't I? He's wonderful. So again, quite close to the edge. Let's just caught it a little bit there. Easing that through a little bit. I'm not stretching the fabric or pulling it against the needle. I'm just easing it through a little bit because I found that helped. So that's on there, and that's looking like that. Then we're going to sew these two pieces right sides together. Make sure the pocket's the right way round. 12 o'clock, isn't it? And like so. And I'm going to sew all the way around the bottom. Make sure you don't sew over that snap. So I'm just going to fold that up and out of the way. So and literally all the way around. Now I wasn't going to square the bottom off, but I think I might just square it a little bit, so we've got a little square base on this one. That's it. The crossbody bag I think should be quite slim, because a lot of the time you may be wearing this underneath a jacket for security. You know, if you're travelling or you're shopping or anything and you want to hide your purse or your passport, then it's quite nice to wear this inside your jacket, so you don't want anything too bulky. That's a bit bright, isn't it? So just like we've done a million times before, I'm going to squish the side seams over the base seam. And I'm not going to measure, but I'm just going to sew about 3/4 of an inch from the stitches straight across here. Now, Mandy, it's not a struggle. It's just a little bit different working with the vinyl fabric because it likes to stick to your sewing machine. That's why I've got the walking foot on here to help feed it through. But it's fine on the walking foot. It was actually sticking to the plate on the bottom a little bit, which is why I was helping to feed it through. So that's perfectly normal. As long as you don't stretch the fabric as you're doing it, because it does have a knitted back, so it does have a little bit of give. And don't pull the fabric against the needle, so you can feed it through, but just don't pull it so that you're bending the needle, because that won't do your machine any good. Right, so I've got a square base to that, and let's turn this through. There's a glue out of stock as well. Oh gosh, right, we'll get some more of that. In fact, I think Kim's been ordering this morning. Okay, so that's where we are. Now while I make up the lining and the straps, I'm going to put the second half of the snap on the front of the bag. So I know it's in the right place. Let me just flatten this out. So that's in the centre, and that's square, and that will go there. So again, you can measure that to make sure that it's in exactly the right place if you wish. But we go in there. So this should be dry by the time we come back to put this together. So the nice thing about this fabric, though, it is washable, but it's wipeable. So if it gets wet, it's not going to ruin it. There we go. So that's the pocket at the front, and that's going to just fasten over there like that. And I wonder if I've got some. I'm going to use some webbing. I'm going to use a black webbing for this one, which is a little bit of a dust magnet by the looks of it. Picking up all the bits of cotton. Need one of those lint rollers, don't I? Right. So I have, I'm losing everything. 2 rectangle rings and a slider. You only really need 1 rectangle ring. Any advice for making bunting with directional fabric? You're going to waste fabric if you're using directional fabric, because you're cutting out triangles that way. So you're going to be wasting the bits that are that way. So that's the only advice I've got, really. Just buy extra fabric if it's directional. Oh, hi, Connie. Bit late, just catched up. At least if you're watching later, you can fast forward the bit where I couldn't get the walking foot on my machine. Right. You only really need 1, but I think it looks more balanced when you've got 2 pieces. So I'm just going to cut 2 pieces about 2 1/4 inches long, and fold that over, and that's going to go over the side of the seam. And this is 1 inch wide webbing, because the rectangle rings are 1 inch wide rings. So let's do the same with this one. Over the side of the webbing, over the side of the seam, and put a clip in there. And I'm just going to sew quite close to the top, so within the seam allowance, just to hold that in place while we put the rest of the bag together. There we go. And it's quite thick there, so your denim needle might come in handy, but I've just got the side sewn on there. As I quite close to the edge for this one. And the same with this side. Free arm on your machine might help. Oh, down you go. What doesn't sound right, Sarah? I'll just go back a bit. He is a keeper. Well, I've kept him for 37 years, so yeah, definitely a keeper, that one. So I've got those 2 sewn on each side there. You could put a magnetic snap on there if you wanted to hold that together, or a bit of Velcro or something. But you can kind of see the way that the bag's looking now, which is just the right size, just what I wanted it to be. Let's make up the lining, because my glue's still drying. This is ever so simple. I'm not doing any pockets on the inside or anything, although a patch pocket might be quite nice if you want to separate your mobile phone or something like that. So bring my stitch length down a bit, and just sew all the way around the bottom 3 sides. Rosina, the vinyl is digital floral print. Let me just check exactly what it's called. Digital print flower soft vinyl. If you type into the search bar digital print flowers, then it should come up, because I think it's the only one. And let me know know what you're going to make with it as well. I love how soft it is. If you've seen any of the faux leathers that we have on the website, I'm not forgetting my turning gap in one side. It's as soft as those, and it is easy to work with if you've got the right tools. So definitely walking foot or non-stick foot with this one. And again, because it's woven on the back, where's my spare bit? There's a spare bit. Because it's it's knitted on the back, it's got a little bit of give. If you're not top stitching, you don't need anything special. The only reason you're doing a walking foot is if you're going to stitch on the top of anything, because that's where the friction's going to be against your sewing machine foot. But if you're just sewing right sides together and then turning out and not top stitching, that's just like sewing cotton. It's really easy, you don't need anything special at all. Right, so I've sewn around 3 sides, left a turning gap. And then I'm going to do the same with the corners, so open them out. I've done this a million times before in a lot more detail, so if you haven't seen this, then take a look at one of my other bag videos. And I'm going to sew about 3/4 of an inch across the top there. You can measure it. Leave a walking foot on. Yes, Andrea, I leave a walking foot on all the time. Decorative stitches, zigzag stitches, the bottom of the foot is just the same as the regular foot, so you'll have a gap in the bottom. If you're a little bit nervous and you're doing a decorative stitch, then choose the stitch and turn the hand wheel towards you and just make sure that the needle isn't going to hit the side of the foot. But you shouldn't have a problem at all. And I don't always use a zipper foot when I'm sewing zips. Let's just snip those off. Okay. And then with the flap open and out of the way, I'm going to push this inside the lining and then just sew around the top. Like, oh, I don't know what I've done with your messages on Facebook. I've scrolled you out of the way. Right. So push that inside there. Make sure the side tabs are tucked in as well. Line up the seams. Make sure the metal bits are out of the way. We don't want to hit those with a needle. And then I'm going to sew all the way around the top. So free arm on the sewing machine. Slip that over there. And sew. And again, if you wanted to pin away, or not pin, clip away. And we just go all the way around. And I'm still using that 1/4 of an inch seam allowance or thereabouts. It doesn't have to be exact, so don't worry too much about that. Okay, over the thick bit. You may have to ease that a little bit depending on what machine you've got, or just take it slowly as you go around the sides. And look over the flap. Again, it's really thick fabric there, so a little bit of help getting over the edge of it was necessary. And back to the beginning. Then we'll turn it the right side out. Yeah, it's a Gutermann glue, Gutermann HT2. Apparently we're out of stock. We're selling out of everything this morning, but I'm sure Kim has put an order in for some more. It won't be fair. That's one of our staple lines, so we always have those in stock. The discount code, Jacqueline, you'll find in the About Me section on the Half Yard website, Half Yard Sewing Club website. The glue, actually, it's really, really strong glue, Dory, and particularly with the vinyl, it sticks really well. I'm really doing that, well, for speed. These snaps are designed to be hand sewn, but what I like to do, and that's pretty, I mean, look at that, I can barely peel that off and the glue's not quite dry yet. Really strong. But what I'd normally do is to hand sew around here first, so they look as though they've been sewn on, but again, for speed's sake, haven't done that today. Right, so I do have a little hole in the side which I'll need to sew over, but I'm not going to do that now. And then push the lining inside, like so. And again, if you're confident, you can top stitch around there as well. That's fine. I don't want to show you how to put the straps on. This is so soft. Honestly, for a vinyl, it's such a lovely fabric. It doesn't feel like it's laminated. It's just incredibly soft fabric. Anyway, enough of that. Right, so here I am going to change the colour of my thread because I've got white in there, and that's just going to stand out a mile on black, isn't it? Hello, it doesn't really matter turning gap at the side or the bottom. Doesn't really matter where it is. Oh, Jane says the glue is like liquid stitches. That really sums it up. I shall use that. Just see if I've got a black bobbin. Yes, I do. Ooh. It would be nice in canvas, wouldn't it, Laura? A favourite bag that I've made and used regularly. The bags that I use regularly tend to be the very big ones. You know, if I'm carting products around, or like, I'm going to Sewing Street tomorrow, so my samples will be in a big bag that I've made. I like the baby bag that we made for the Half Yard Club a few years ago. I think it's been taken down now. And I made it in my Robins on Bobbins fabric. That was a long time ago. And that's one of my favourites too. But I don't tend to change bags very much, because something always gets left out, doesn't it? Oh, is it called liquid stitching canna? I didn't know that, Peggy. Hello, Jane. So covered in thread. Yes, Mandy, it's a lovely fabric. So you do need your walking foot or your non-stick foot for it, and maybe a little bit of help over the thicker areas. But it's just such a lovely fabric to work with. Where do I find the QR code? When you go to it's only on the projects that are being taken down. And when you go to the instructions, it should say patterns, videos, and there should be a QR code there. Jane, if you can't find it, could you email the girls in the office? It's info@halfyardsewingclub.com, and they'll be able to sort you out. If not over the weekend, then first thing Monday morning they'll get back to you. Have we sold out of those Easter panels, Amanda? Oh, hi, Jean. I think we can get hold of more of them. They were so quick to deliver this week. I was saying, no, I was really impressed with those. I shall ask my daughter to look into it. Right, let's get this strap on. I'm just going to take this thread off. So I don't know if it's covered in white bits for some reason. I don't know why. Oh, Sylvia's watching on YouTube on your TV. Ooh, baby bag stillness. Oh, is it? Yeah, Laura, I love that baby bag. It's too far away for me to reach at the moment, but it's one that I use quite a lot. It's a nice size. Andrea, I do both. I'm not a huge handbag. I don't spend a lot of money on handbags. I'm not one of these people that has to have the designer name, and it's the same with shoes. I like shoes, but I'm not going to spend a fortune on them. So I tend to. I've got one handbag which I did buy, and I don't like leather, so I won't have a leather handbag. But it's got. I know that's leather. Can't get plastic ones. It's got lots of pockets in it, so it keeps me nice and organised. And that's kind of my everyday bag. But if I'm going out, then it's nice to have a bag that matches what you're wearing, doesn't it? I don't always make what I'm wearing, but you can always find fabric to go with it. These Majuli is a magnetic buckle. So you don't have to undo the actual buckle, it fastens with a magnet. So if you have a look on the website, I've got loads of colours of these, loads of them, but it's just called a magnetic buckle. And again, it is leather, which I'm gutted about, but the plastic ones or the faux leather ones that I've seen have been ugly. And I think this is quite a nice shape. so that's why we've gone for that one. Anyway, with the end of these, you can either cut with pinking shears, which I haven't got down here, or if you take a flame to them, so maybe burn a candle over them, then it kind of melts the end, so it's not going to fray. Connie, we had Easter panels, brand new today. We've got Lewis and Irene, Connie. Lewis and Irene, official stockists now. So that's it, but apparently it's sold out. But we'll try and get some more of those. So this is what we're going to do here. So you'll take one end, thread it through the slider, back out the other side. And then I'm going to zigzag over the edge of this because I haven't got pinking shears or a flame to melt it. So I'm just going to use a little zigzag stitch. So quite narrow, quite short, and just go right over the edge. Might go a bit wider with that one. And back again. No, I won't, because I've come off the end. That's pretty secure there anyway. You can put a little bit of glue on that if you wanted to. Then, try not to get this twisted. And we're going to go through one of the D-rings, the rectangle rings, sorry. I want that seam on the inside, so just arrange that so that the join's on the inside. I'm going to cut the end of that off because it's a bit messy. And again, making sure this isn't twisted, I'm going to go back up through here and back through the other side as well. And pull that through, so that's adjustable. And then again, making sure we're not twisted. Did you find your car key? No, it's the most bizarre thing. If you, I'll tell you the story if you weren't here last week. What day was it? It was Wednesday, wasn't it? Because I was very nearly late getting back. Because our office is about an hour and a half from here. So I went down on Wednesday morning, took the dog with me, and when we came to leaving, I opened the car door, put the dog in, went back inside to pick some post and stuff up, and somehow between like the distance you are there to here, my car key went missing. It's not anywhere in the car because it's a keyless car, so the car would start even if the key's in the boot. And we've turned the whole office upside down looking for it. Gary had to come down with a spare key for me, so I haven't got a spare key for it now. And nowhere to be seen. We've had the carpets up, and it's just the most bizarre thing. So thank you for remembering. But no, if anybody finds a car key, let me know. It's probably under the sewing machine. Yeah. But yeah, I hadn't been anywhere. And so we've turned, Gary came down again, and it's just the most bizarre thing. Anyway, just sewing the other side of this. I'm going to make that nice strong join. Ask my guardian angel to put them back and he'll find it. Do you reckon that'd work? Worth a go, isn't it? And there we're done. So you've got a strap which is adjustable. And again, that's 1 inch wide webbing because they're 1 inch wide sliders and D-rings. And again, we've got loads of colours of those on the website as well. Hello, Melody in Missouri. How are you? It's on the half yard. Oh, what are we looking at? What's lovely on the half? Everything's lovely on the Half Yard Sewing Club website. I know, but I'm only watching. Oh, the baby bag. Yeah, I didn't realise. I don't keep up with it. All of these projects, because I mean that's like 48 at a time on the website. I hope so, Sarah. I don't understand why it went missing in the first place. Who's got me key? So we're done. Eileen's got 4 grandchildren, 3 boys and a girl. Eldest is 17. Oh, and that's nice. He's waiting for you to finish. I'll finish then, Eileen, so you can go and play table tennis with your grandson now. What a lovely thing to be doing. Thanks, Joyce. I'm glad you like it. Oh, it is quite similar, isn't it, I suppose? Yeah. In some fabric, been through everything Monday. Been through everything. We had, I put about 5 or 6 sacks of post in the car. Every one of them came out, but like I said, if the key was anywhere in the car would start. Anyway, Pam, post a picture on the Half Yard Club, won't you? Half hexy in a bag looks good. And that wasn't Half Yard Club. Send me a picture. Enquiries at debbieshawsewing.com. I'd love to see that. Thank you, Susan. Offer a prayer to St Anthony. Oh, see, I've not heard of that. The Saint of Lost Things. Does that work for memories as well? Getting that way. Okay, so I'm done there. The Dollhouse kit, I'll look into having some. We can put more together. I'll figure out how many we can get hold of, and I'll put that on pre-order again later on this afternoon, so you're not going to miss out on that, don't worry. And I need to ask him about panels and the sage leaf canvas and the butterfly canvas. That's my job list, I think. I don't think I've missed anything out there. Yep, thank you, Lisa. I will be back again on Wednesday at 4 o'clock. Don't know what I'm doing yet. Didn't know what I was doing till this morning, to be honest. But we'll do something. Best way to find and spend a fortune on... yeah, car keys would be a fortune, wouldn't they? Well, for the moment, Lisa, yeah, give me a couple of minutes. Just before I go, Sewing Street tomorrow at 10 o'clock in the morning is the cork bag. I don't know if they're doing the patterns on their own, but they have bundled together cork and lining fabric, and it's got a patch pocket on the inside, so I'm going to be making one of these in a lilac-y colour tomorrow morning, so that's at 10 o'clock. And then at 2 o'clock, because apparently they're going all day these days, at 2 o'clock it's the launch of my Pets fabric on Sewing Street. I had no idea what bundles they've done or deals or anything like that, but I'm going to be making a reversible bag from the pattern that I designed for them there, so that's what I'm doing then. So I need to go and prep that. Anyway, I shall see you again on Wednesday. I hope you enjoyed that. Do give the vinyl a try. It's a really lovely fabric. Even if it can be a little argumentative to work with, it's worth it because you get such a lovely result. Thank you. Thank you, Leslie. You're keeping us going. Okay, I shall see you again. Send me a message on Facebook if you're there watching Sewing Street tomorrow, won't you? I love it when you do that because they get bombarded with them. You're very loyal, and thank you very much for that. It's loads of good fun. Okay, then I shall see you again. If not tomorrow, then on Wednesday here at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Thanks for joining me. Bye bye.